All right, so I got the latest software, which is 2019-32.12.1, I believe, and I'm just going to test. Hang on, let me check that. Yeah, 2019-32.12.1, and I'm just going to do a quick test on Smart Summon to see if there's any improvement. So I'm seeing this for the first time. I'm curious. That seems kind of silly, right? But I'm curious to see if when they're rolling out these little point releases, if they're changing the neural net or what they're really doing. So I'm curious to see if we see any sort of improvement. I'm testing in a pretty calm parking lot this morning. Not a whole lot going on. Pretty safe, and I can see my car, so I'll flip the camera around here. So there's Taco right through there, right through the trees. And I'm going to summon it right here to me. There's a few people coming in and out of this parking lot, but not too many. And so I'm going to summon it to me, and let's see what happens. So I'm not going to show you the app, but in the app, it's going to go. It looks like it's going to pull straight through, and it's going to take a left and loop around this way. So let's see what happens. It's actually backing out. That's actually good to see that it's not going to try to pull straight through the parking lot. I'm going to go over here so I can see it. Quickly go over here so I can see it. All right, it's doing a better job of backing out now. So it should go right around. So it says pausing for intersection in the app. That's what I see in the app. There's somebody coming up behind me here. And there it comes. In the app it says pausing for intersection. So clearly anytime it gets to any sort of break in the curb, it pauses for the intersection. There we can see it doing a great job coming around. All right, it's going to go. It should go. So it says pausing for intersection again. So now it's going to park right behind this white car. You can see it stayed on the right side of the road. Summon complete. My lady is jamming out, boy. Alright. I don't know if y'all can hear that music, but she's getting down. Alright, so maybe I'll do another test later today at a little busier spot. And I gotta get headed into work here shortly. But I'll do another test later today, but it's hard to say. I mean, that was flawless execution, in my opinion. And it has been good in this particular parking lot. So I'm going to take it to a spot later this afternoon and maybe put it in a little busier environment and see what happens. But a couple things that I noticed. Number one, the behavior when it backed out of the spot seemed to be better than what I've seen in the past. When they first released it, when it backed out of a spot, it was taking a very shallow drop. I sound like I'm freaking commentating a NFL quarterback. You know what I mean, though. It wasn't fully backing out and completing the turn. Now it seems to be trying to make a better attempt at getting all the way out of the spot in one motion and getting pointed in the right direction. The other thing I noticed, and you didn't see it in the app, is that it's now it seems to have better path prediction. It's drawing a better blue line, a better route for the car to go. When it first came out, it seemed to be drawing the blue lines maybe right through a curb or maybe through some parking spaces. However, when it would go to actually complete the Smart Summon, it would navigate around those things, obviously. But I'm wondering if maybe they've made some tweaks to the path prediction when it draws the route to you. So I'm hopeful that this means that as they're rolling out these point releases, they are working on the neural net and applying some improvements that they're identifying in their machine learning of sorts. I know that's a simplified term for what they're doing, but I think most people can get their head around machine learning versus a neural net, me included. All right, so I'm going to get on my way and head into work, but I'll do another test later today, and I'll stitch all this together in one video, and we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm en route to one of the local Best Buy stores here in Charlotte, and because I need to pick something up, so I'm gonna park the car. I'm gonna go in the store, do what I need to do, and I'm gonna come out, stand on the curb, and summon it just as the feature is intended to be used. So I think this will be a decent test. This Best Buy should be fairly busy. The parking lot's fairly active, so I'll be there in a few minutes, run in and get my goods, come out, and we'll see what happens. All right, I just came outside Best Buy and give this thing a go. There's the car over there. Let's see. Alright, you can see it backing out.
A lot of help with you today.
Got a guy coming down over here. I don't know if he knows what's going on. There's a car coming down the lane here. But I know enough to know it's going to stop at the end of this intersection anyway. That was close, but did just fine. Let's see what it does. All right, it says summon complete. All right, not bad. Sorry, let me get my music turned off. I'm gonna pull over here so I can put on my seatbelt, but not bad at all, actually. That you know, I wished it had come maybe a little tighter to the curb, but outside of that, I really can't complain. And you guys saw there was even a car turning into the lane as Taco was coming out there, and it appeared to get a little close, but I think it was still, you know, it's just a little nerve-wracking when you're standing 20 feet away and your car is driving by itself and there's another car near it. So but I'm going to call that a success. I'm going to go over here across the street. We're going to do one more test where it's maybe even a little bit busier. But you know, it's hard for me to say whether I'm seeing an improvement in this version versus the prior version, but the car does appear to be moving with a little more authority, a little more confidently in some areas, and then in some instances, like we saw this morning, it's actually stopping you know, at every single break in the curb because it sees that as an intersection. I'm generally okay with that because it's, hey, safety first, but that's the only, you know, sometimes that's a little awkward, especially if, you know, you got a car behind your car and it's stopping, you know, it's going straight in a lane, but there's a break in the curb, so it stops just to make sure no one's coming. That's maybe a little bit odd. So, but let's head across the street and see what happens over there. It's going to be a little busier. This will be a grocery store parking lot and a little more activity. So let's go give it a go. So on my way over there, I was reminded of something I've been meaning to try. I feel like if you pull the target line or the little target indicator a little further down from where you are, then maybe the car will get a little tighter to the curb and really just kind of pull over and give you more of that curbside valet type feel instead of just kind of sticking out in the intersection a little bit. As you saw in that last test, you know, the car kind of stopped in the middle of the lane but pointed at a weird angle. It was mostly on the appropriate side of the lane, but I would still like to see it get a little closer. So in this test, I'm going to move the target indicator down a little further from where I'm standing, and we'll see if that improves, you know, how close it gets to the curb when it's coming to pick you up. So I'm actually gonna, I'm coming up on a target here. So we're coming up on target. I'm gonna see, I'm gonna do it here. So this is pretty busy parking lot, and it's actually a fairly unique circumstance the way this parking lot is laid out. As you can see, there's this median here. I'm gonna park behind this median and force it to come around. We're gonna see what happens. There's some poorly parked grocery carts around here, which give me a little bit of hesitation, but hey, let's see what happens. All right, so you'll get a feel for it as I walk by. I'm just gonna have to go up and around this curb and over here to the sidewalk. So we're gonna see how it handles all this. All right, be back shortly. All right, so it's gonna have to back out of that spot, come down, navigate around this curb that's directly in front of me, come over there, and I'm actually going to have it go down that way just a little bit towards the off-Broadway shoes. As you can see, there's several cars coming by, so, well, let's see what happens. All right, so as you can see, I have clear line of sight here. It's backing out. Okay, it did kind of a shallow drop there again. I'd prefer for it to pull a little further out of the space. See, it's kind of getting up to the intersection here. Now it should take a left. It's going to kind of go diagonally through there, which is a little bit odd. Okay, came through there pretty well. Now it's pausing for the intersection. There's a car coming. I'm just trying to back up to get properly squared here. Now, it's odd, it's put on its blinker. Wait, where the hell are you going? Alright, abort. I don't know what that was. It was supposed to take a left. I'm curious as to whether I put the marker in the wrong spot. I was a little disoriented on the map for some reason, so I don't think I did, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to try the exact same test again. I was pretty pleased with it until it took that right instead of the left. I don't know what was going on there. I got a bad sense of direction, but maybe tacos sucks worse than I do. Let's see. Let's give it another go. I'm going to literally park in the exact same spot, and I'm going to try to send it a little bit down the curb from where I was standing. I'll show you. Let's get out and take a walk. Alright. Alright, so here's what it should do. It should back out. It should come right down through here, which it did. It should make this left, which it did. And then it should take this right, and then it should make a left and finish somewhere over there. That's not what it did. It made a right. So let me get it set up and I'll be right back. All right, now I'm positive I've got it going to the right spot, so we'll see what happens. All right, you can see it's backing out. There's a couple cars coming. So it kind of makes an odd movement there through those spaces. Now it should come down this way. I'm keeping a close eye to make sure everybody's clear. You may not be able to see it on the camera, but I can see the car every step of the way. And I've got it going down here to the right. So again, it should make a right turn around that. And then when it gets to this intersection, it should make a left turn. So it should take a hard right. Okay. Now it should go, there we go. And it should go down here close to this curve and just stop. That's beautiful. Perfect. Now that was well done. Sorry, one-handed action here. All right, got a car coming up by me, so. All right, so that was much better. Much better. I don't know, maybe I did have the blue dot in the wrong spot last time. Who knows, but that was pretty good. And it, I think one thing I have confirmed is that if you pull the target indicator a little further down, like especially if it's coming down an aisle and it's got to make a turn. Help yourself, lady. Jesus Christ, don't mind me. But if it's coming down an aisle and it's got to make a turn, you need to give it enough room to straighten out to get to where it's going, or else it's just going to kind of monopolize the driveway there. So that seems to work, and it makes sense. I was really pleased with that last summon. Again, I'm a little curious what happened on the one right before that, but I got a little bit more time before I need to get home and help my wife with something, so I'm going to go find another parking lot, and we're gonna test this out one more time before the day's through. So I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna amp it up one more step here. We're in an even busier shopping center, and this is one I've tested in before, but I've tested right here in front of the grocery store. We're gonna go down in front of this Target. I know it's crazy. We got two Target locations within like a mile of each other in Charlotte. But this is a pretty active area, so I'm going to park and hop out and see how it handles this. As you can see, there's a fair amount of cars here. So let's park right about here. All right, I'm gonna freak that dude out, man. He's sitting in his car. I don't know what he's doing, but he's gonna look up. I bet you wouldn't even notice, but anyway, let's see if he's here when I take off. Let's go make it happen. All right, so there's Taco. I've got it coming down a little bit to my right so that it should pull nicely to the curb. I'm sure that dude sitting in his car is like, what in the ever living F is going on out here? And I can see the car completely. As you can see, there's several cars coming by. Another car. Taco's doing great. Slowing down, not sure why. Kind of freaked out a little bit. I think it sees that the GMC sticking out. All right, so it says pausing for intersection. So it should come by me and kind of keep going. Hopefully pull in pretty tight. Alright, let's go hop in. That lady has no clue what's going on either. Alright. That was pretty good. I mean, that's what, how many tests have we done today? 1, 2, 3. That was the 4th one. And only one of those kind of gave me a WTF moment. And more likely than not, that was my fault. You ask my wife, I'm about the most directionally challenged person you can imagine. I get lost on my runs all the time. And I'm basically just running in a circle, so, yeah. We'll chalk that one up to human error. Damn, boy. It's hard to put on a seatbelt, drive, and film at the same time. All right, so yeah, I mean, look, I don't know, as I've said 2 or 3 times now, it's hard for me to say definitively whether this particular software version is better than when it was first released, but I think what I can say is that Smart Summon is getting to the point to where it's almost something a little better than a party trick. I'm not going to use it on a daily basis, but I'm getting confident enough to use it if I come out of the store and it's pouring down rain. I would probably use it. I mean, you still got to be relatively close to your car, so 9 times out of 10 it's definitely going to be quicker to just hoof it on over to your car instead of sit there and hold down a button looking like a tool on the curb waiting on your car to come up and praying to God it doesn't cause any problems. But again, to me, this is more about what it represents for the future of the technology more than what it represents for my personal human convenience and laziness. So that's what's most important to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do hit the subscribe button. If you have other things you want me to test specifically, let me know. I'll do my best to get out there and do it. I love doing this stuff, so it's fun for me to test different things about the software. So if there's something you're curious about, just leave me a message in the comment, and I'll do my best to get to it. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button. Y'all have a good day.